I know what that is, but I didn't order wheel spacers. Welcome back to this. On that note, I'm going to do a couple of things. Ooh, I'd like to thank Z1 Off-Road for sending me all this stuff that I paid for, including shipping. Cool. I have got control arm, upper control arm bolts, lug nut, and stud. And remember when I said I would do my tow hook bolts for the Wham bumper? Yeah, finally getting around to that. It's also really hot in my garage. Yeah. So we're going to try and make this quick. I have a new wheel stud for one that broke off, and a couple of bolts for the winch mount. And the other items, probably going to be for another day because it's just way too hot. Plus, I may have a potential issue. Let me show you. So this is the fun part. Some new A-arms and what is supposed to be not wheel spacers, a spacer for the top of the shock slash coil on the front. So we'll find out shortly if they sent me the wrong thing. But let's get over here to the wheel stud and my tons of space. This one here, yeah, I'd like to have 6 instead of 5. So let's get this wheel off, and hopefully it's easy to pop that one out and put the new one in. So here we go. I've gone ahead and put this on jack stands so we can spin the wheel enough to move the stud to a spot that we can pop it out, and you'll see here in a minute. So here we go. Not there. I loosened these already. All right, get this out of the way. All right, next thing we're gonna do is, find my other light. We just need to get the caliper off. So 2 bolts. Okay, these 2 bolts are 19 millimeter. Top one's got room for this. Plug your ears. And the bottom one, gotta use a ratchet. And yeah, I loosened that one a little bit too. Almost there. All right, we'll set those aside. And we'll just move the caliper over here. Get that out of the way. Next, what we'll do is pop this brake rotor off. And keep in mind, on the rear, if you've got your parking brake on, you'll be pulling on that all day, hammering on it, won't go anywhere. There's my bad one. We need to get that out, and I just need to find a spot to push it through where there's enough space. So like I said, I've jacked up the rear end so both wheels are off the ground. Front wheels are chocked, and we can pop this out. Let's find my framing hammer, and I'm just gonna give it a couple of easier than I thought. So there we are, new one and old one. So what we're gonna do, I just need to be able to turn this. All we need to do is get this in here and move it just enough to pull it through. So we do need to seat this. They do make a little adapter thing that I've seen them, you can put on these and put an impact on it and suck that in like the other ones. You can also do, I like to do the, just go with washers or some kind of a spacer you can use even with another washer. Then throw the lug on there and just use an impact or whatever you've got and pull that in. Let's see if we can do that. And that didn't take much. It looks like it sucked right in, and I don't want to overdo it, but it looks like it's nice and flush, and we'll torque it properly when we put the wheel on. So that part's good. Easy as that. Put the rotor back on. caliper. Brake pads look good for a while. Won't do those yet. Get that top bolt in there. And the bottom one. Maybe. There we go. Whoop. Helps if I use the 19 instead of the 21. I'll torque that in a few. Get the bottom one because I can't fit the impact in there. All right. Oh, and it is getting warm in here. There we go. All right, I will torque that in a minute. And that's it. We just need to put the wheel back on and we are done. I've got those caliper bolts torqued down and we are good to go. So let's just get the wheel back on and finish this thing up. Get these started. And I'm looking forward to being done because it's 10,000 degrees out here. These Arizona summers are fun. And we'll torque those to 98 pounds. Get these off the jack. All right, those are good. Let's go do these couple of winch mount bolts since I never did them months ago. So those are down here. Kind of hard to see. I'll get a better shot in a minute. Ah, right there. Helps if I have a flashlight too. So. At least get that started. So I'm not cross-threading anything stupid. And we'll zip it in with our 17. And let's go do the other side. That's never coming out. Done. All right. The only thing left of that little shipment from Z1 Off-Road is the upper A-arm bolts. Yeah, I'm not doing that today, but here's a little sneak peek of probably next video or two. As I mentioned, I've got these new lift A-arms from Deke. Apparently some of the Toyota guys use these with some good success. So full disclosure, I did not pay for these, so we're going to give them a shot, see how they are. So the other thing I'm going to do is I've got my Bilstein 5100s, whatever those are. Let's see if we can, yeah. They are in the middle level and it's still limiting my down travel. So it hits the bump stop. Kind of hard to see. Let me see if I can get that for you. So not a lot of travel. So when the wheel drops, the thing hits almost right away. So what I'm going to do is pull this coil thing out, put this back to the lowest setting so I get more travel, and then with the spacer on top, assuming that that's what's in there and not wheel spacers, we'll see what happens. So let's open this. And yeah, they sent me wheel spacers. Oh well, these are going back. So those are gonna wait. Okay, so glad to get that wheel stud back on, the one that broke off. Get those two bolts onto the winch mount and call those good. So the upper A-arms, another day. I'm gonna have to get these wheel spacers sent back and get my lift spacers. Until next time. So anyway, hope this was informative, and if you made it this far, thanks for watching. See you next time. Yes. Fits an 05 Xterra leveling kit. but not wheel spacers.